Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our awesome viewers, Max, the hunter. Thanks for the suggestion, Max. You asked, when did humans start keeping pets? If you've ever looked at your dog and thought, when did we decide this was a good idea? You're not alone. Today, we're tracing the wild, heartwarming, and sometimes hilarious history of how wild animals became our couch buddies. So if you've ever wondered how wolves turned into chihuahuas, why cats think they own your house, or why goldfish get funerals, stick around. We're digging into it all, right here on Explaining Everything. All right, let's roll it way, way back. It's about 20,000 years ago. Life is basically a combination of surviving, inventing fire, and trying not to get eaten by things bigger than you. In this rough and tumble world, one day, a wild wolf wanders into a human camp. He's eyeing the mammoth meat like, hey, you gonna eat all that? Instead of shooing the wolf away or panicking, early humans figured, hey, maybe if we feed this guy, he'll stick around, and maybe he'll bite the faces off our enemies. Boom! The world's first domesticated dog. Scientists believe that the domestication of wolves began somewhere between 20,000 and 40,000 years ago, meaning that while cavemen were still inventing the wheel, they were already handing out dog treats. The earliest dogs weren't exactly pets in the modern sense, though. They were more like furry co-workers. Early dogs helped hunt, guarded the camp, and kept the vibe chill by being extremely cute. You might wonder, why bother? Life was already stressful enough, but having pets made sense, even back then. Dogs could sniff out danger, help hunt dinner, and probably provide some much-needed emotional support when you accidentally sat on a cactus. Over time, animals started serving multiple roles. Dogs weren't just hunters. They became early security alarms. Cats, when they finally decided to grace humanity with their presence, were pest control units with attitude. Birds got domesticated too, usually to warn of intruders or, let's be honest, just to scream for no reason at sunrise. If you think roosters are annoying now, imagine one in your tiny mud hut with no doors. Basically, pets were the ancient version of Swiss Army knives, but fluffier and slightly less cooperative. Fast forward to ancient Egypt, about 4,000 years ago. Cats had made their grand entrance onto the historical stage and immediately took over. Egyptians thought cats were mystical, magical beings, which, if you've ever watched a cat knock a glass off a table with cold-blooded precision, kind of checks out. Cats were so revered in Egypt that they were literally considered sacred. They had their own god, Bastet, and statues were built in their honor. If you killed a cat, even accidentally, you could face the death penalty. Meanwhile, today, my cat can throw up on my laptop, and I'll apologize for existing. Cats didn't just look cute, though. They earned their keep by hunting vermin and keeping food stores safe from rats. Basically, they were pest control that demanded worship in return. It wasn't just dogs and cats making early humans go soft. People around the world started domesticating all sorts of animals, usually for practical reasons, but sometimes just because they were adorable. In South America, guinea pigs were domesticated about 5,000 years ago. Unfortunately for the guinea pigs, they were mainly raised for food, not cuddles. Tough break, little guys. In China, around the Tang dynasty in the 7th century, people started breeding and keeping goldfish. At first, it was a symbol of wealth and good luck. If you had a fancy pond full of shimmering goldfish, you were basically the ancient version of a YouTuber flexing their backyard pool. Birds were a big deal too. Parrots, pigeons, and even falcons were tamed for communication, hunting, and of course, the timeless art of looking absolutely fabulous perched on a shoulder. By the Middle Ages, pets were no longer just about survival. They became luxury items. European nobles flaunted their wealth by owning tiny lapdogs, birds, and ridiculously well-groomed horses. The smaller and less useful the pet, the fancier you were. Nothing said, "I'm important," like carrying around a dog so small it could fit inside your oversized puffy sleeves. Cats also made a comeback, but in Europe they had a PR disaster during the Middle Ages. They were associated with witchcraft and bad luck because nothing says evil sorcery like a sleepy kitten. Still, by the Renaissance, pets were back on top, lounging around in oil paintings, living lives of luxury, and probably judging everyone just as hard as they do today. Fast forward to today, and pets are everywhere. Roughly 2/3 of households worldwide own at least one pet. We've got dogs in Halloween costumes, cats with TikTok accounts, and rabbits that live better than most college students. Pets are no longer workers or sacred beings. They're full-on family members. There's pet insurance, pet spas, pet therapists, and even pet weddings. Some dogs are out here having a better retirement plan than me. And we're not just sticking to the classics. People are adopting snakes, ferrets, hedgehogs, and even pigs. Because what says love better than a 200-pound animal rooting through your fridge at 3 a.m.? Our connection with pets has evolved from pure survival to pure love, sprinkled with a little chaos, a lot of fur, and an unlimited budget for chew toys. So, when did humans start keeping pets? Pretty much as soon as we realized animals could be useful, cute, and emotionally supportive all at once. From ancient wolves lurking around campfires to goldfish swimming in royal ponds to the spoiled pugs of Instagram, pets have been by our side for tens of thousands of years. If you enjoy this video or just think it's positively fascinating, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.